Hi, this is Chris Lemons from Vanderbilt University, and I'm here to describe to you the directions for the synchronous activities for Module 3. This is Component 5. So for Module 3, you're going to have two activities. And in this module, we're kind of combining some of the activities for the readings, Component 6 Interactive Learning Product, and the Component 5 synchronous activities. So if you have questions about these as you're moving forward, please feel free to email me at chris.lemons@vanderbilt.edu to get some additional clarifications, because we're kind of mixing things up on this module. So the first activity that you're going to do, Activity A, is a jigsaw activity. So here, before you get started, make sure that you've completed Component 3, the readings, and as a reminder, remember you will be assigned to one specific reading to really become an expert on that, and the other readings are optional. You are required to watch the videos, but the readings themselves, you don't have to complete all of them. So the activity, the jigsaw activity, has 4 components. So first of all, you're going to be assigned to a small expert group. Each group is going to consist of 3 to 4 scholars, and each group will be assigned to one of the primary readings, one of the 5 primary readings. A leader will be assigned, and that person is going to take charge of scheduling and management. And the first task is to make sure you read your assigned article very closely and to prepare for a discussion with the assigned faculty member. So the leader of the group can interact with members to determine if you'd like to prepare via email, phone, video conference. That's really going to be your preference. If you think you can generate an outline of your discussion and some questions by email, that's fine to be able to do it that way. If you think it'd be a little more efficient to go ahead and schedule a call, you can do that as well. So your objective here is to prepare questions and discussion items for the faculty conversation. So next, you're going to schedule a conversation, again, either phone or video web conference with the assigned faculty member, and we can assist you with that scheduling if needed. Teresa Berriesa, the project coordinator, is someone who can help you interact with the faculty member and get that scheduled. So first, your conversation should focus on the approach to mastery measurement that was highlighted in the reading. So your objective is to ensure that you understand the approach, its relation to intensive intervention, and any potential limitations of this approach. You may ask the faculty member questions to clarify your understanding of the paper or papers that were presented, to discuss limitations, and to discuss next research steps. What does this faculty member think would be a really good, beneficial line of research to pursue to better understand the approach to mastery measurement that was presented in their reading? After you kind of discuss and better understand the approach to mastery measurement that was presented, I want you to next ask the faculty member how she or he assesses mastery of targeted learning or targeted skills in their own research. So here's a chance for you to interact with the faculty member who's likely spent a lot of time thinking about the problems of assessment and how we can do a better job of assessing mastery of learning or mastery of different skills in our research projects. And so I encourage you to really spend this time asking the faculty member questions about things that they've struggled with. How did they what progress did they make over their lines of research? What have they changed? What have they not done because they found it to be problematic? And what do they think they could do next to improve upon how we measure mastery? And again, specifically focusing on how we think of using the data we collect to adapt instruction or intensify instruction. And if you're fortunate enough to have any faculty members who've done any work trying to integrate academic and behavior, that would be another line of questioning that would be really valuable for you. So the next activity, item 3 here, is going to be to debrief from the faculty discussion to prepare your response for Component 6. So Component 6 is the interactive learning product. You're going to be completing this with your expert group from this component. And for Component 6, you're going to write a very brief response as a group, so one response for the whole group, to the following guiding questions. So these are the guiding questions focused on the specific different approaches. So what is the measurement approach? How might this approach be used to evaluate a student's mastery of targeted skills and to intensify intervention? What are potential limitations of the approach? And what would be a reasonable next step in terms of researching this assessment approach? And this response, after you've written it up as a group, should be posted to the discussion board by the group leader, and we will give you a timeline or a deadline for that at a later date. So finally, after you've done all of those activities, and you can be working on Component 6 as you move into Component 4. Those don't necessarily have to take place right before. But for component 4, what you're going to do is you're going to schedule a conversation, again, web or video conference, with your assigned home group. And so the idea here is that you're going to spend some time with your expert group to really understand your reading. Then you're going to break into a home group that has 1 or 2 experts on each of the 5 readings, and you're going to debrief and share the information with the broader group. And so the objective of this activity is to highlight the most important information about the mastery measurement approach highlighted in your expert reading. Each expert, or set of experts if there was more than one, will briefly review the component 6 information. So what is it? Why is it important? How can we use it? What do we need to know? What are the limitations? And then add any additional information that you gathered from your conversation with a faculty member, and then answer any of the home group's questions. And so when this activity is completed, the home group leader should send a brief description of email to the primary instructor. In this year of the module, that's me, that summarizes the discussion. Please copy all of your other fellow members just so they have a copy of it and know that you turned that in. And the point of this activity is hopefully to kind of distribute the workload in a sense. So the idea here is that every one of you will sit in a home group where you will hear experts across all 5 videos or all 5 readings, and you will be able to ask questions. You'll have a little bit more understanding of each of the articles, but you have to devote the time to reading each of them. And hopefully this way you will learn about the approaches, and then you can come back to this module in the future if you need to use the readings that were included as a resource. And so I hope that you will enjoy this activity as a way to get a little deeper into the content, to interact with one another, but also to kind of decrease a little the reading load on you for this round. So the last activity that we're going to have here is activity B. This is just going to be a group debrief, kind of like you've done on modules 1 and 2, where we will schedule a group conversation, perhaps by phone, maybe a video conference, maybe a webinar, more likely a phone conversation, where you're going to be pairing with me and the other contributing faculty, and we'll spend about an hour kind of going through the contents of this module, answering any questions that were generated in activity A that you still have outstanding, and then continuing just to broaden our cross-institutional connections. And additional details are going to be provided about this as we get closer to the date, and there's not going to be an assignment for this activity. Okay, hope you enjoy, and I will see you soon.